So, this is Path of Exiles 2. It's still in beta. So, these images and gameplay are subject to change. I am using a controller in my game, which means it is not working properly about 76% of the time. And then all of a sudden it'll just start working for some reason. It's like I don't know if it's because of the actual game having a bit of lag built into it, or if it's because my internet is lagging out a little bit because of the weather, to be honest. Because here we had a snowstorm for the last 2 days, and we had a power outage, so internet could be kind of tweaked a little, I suppose. But yeah, I've got to go. I'm going to show you some gameplay footage and explain some things. So, this is one of the areas. This is the Cemetery of Eternals. I just finished the quest here and went back to my base. So that I could finish out the quest before going into the next area, which is over here. Which, it's weird, because I don't understand why, but this place just does not like... The game kind of rotates on you whenever you log in, and I don't know if there's a way to fix that, if it's something that I can control, but I'm going to go ahead and check real quick, because I don't like the fact that the map rotates, but I don't know if it'll actually give me the ability to keep it from doing it. Let's see, under gameplay maybe. But as you can see, there are a lot of items that you have access to. There we go. I have auto sensor. The map zoom, I can increase that and make it really, really, really zoom in. I thought I had that turned off. I don't know that I want that. That might be the only option that I have to get rid of this. See, the game has this habit of locking you into a specific viewpoint whenever you arrive in an area. Like, so the area that I'm in now, I will always have this viewpoint. Now, as you go through the game, you'll get larger bottles for your life and magicka regeneration. In boss fights? Why am I in a boss fight?
Fury!
That's the Grim Tangle right there. Came out, did this, went over here. Ah, so that, because it's a boss fight zone, I can't use, okay. You can open a portal back to your main camp. You also have a thing that's called a hideout. People have these little weird pets that they can pick up in the shop that do nothing but just kind of occupy space. I have a friend that wants a chicken, specifically a chicken. I need to travel to the hunting grounds. Let's see now, do I have a map that shows where that is? I guess my waypoint would actually do it. Okay, so this is where we're going. There we go. See, I stopped playing this last night. I've only played it for one day. I'm already at level 10. I worked my ass off to get there. I also have, because this is in beta, I had a friend of mine send me a code so I could check this game out. He also dropped off some other items that would be useful along the way, like things to make magic weapons with and that kind of crap. But at this point, I'm so low level, I don't want to use any of the stuff that he's actually given me. Because in all honesty, it feels like it would be a waste at a level 10 character to make like a level 4 belt or something like that. A better version of a magic item. Okay, so one of the bosses from earlier is now a monster for me to fight. Isn't that cool? And you find weapons and armor all over the place when you kill stuff, which is a good thing, but... Oh, this is gonna suck. So my character, because I'm playing the Ranger, basically has a specialization in archery related stuff, which is not a bad thing. It's a little inconvenient whenever you're picking up gear and everything you seem to find is geared towards well, I don't know how else to put it, but geared towards anything but me. Seems like it's all geared towards sorcerers, spellcasters, and
fury.
and then you got these crazy undead chocobo looking things. I mean, the creatures are diverse. I fought werewolves so far. I fought loads of different types of zombies. Everything from plant type zombies to regular type zombies. I'm just going around this thing, opening up the area so I can see what's around me, not necessarily looking for things to kill. Oh, I'm sure I'll find things to kill, but you know, there's not, it's not my main goal, is not to... More chocobo looking things. But my main goal is not to go into areas that are obviously over leveled for me. It's gonna happen, but like this right here is like pretty much
Fury.
guaranteed to be something that's over leveled. And those little boogers, they suck. Now my character is geared up for lightning, fire, and I don't have the strength to carry that or the intelligence to use it. Great. For lightning, fire, and poison. So, and then on top of that, I have my crossbow set up to run basically like a nice shotgun, which works really well versus certain types of critters. Not every type of critter. Obviously, I mean, if it went against everything.
Fury.
Okay, and I can show you what one of these things is. So this is an let me just go up here and grab this other stuff real quick.
That would only slow me down.
Okay. So we're going to go into pause, and then we're going to, well, I'll just go into here. Okay, so we have a bunch of different items available to us as players. Crossbows, bows, maces. We have these things called Scrolls of Wisdom, which will let you identify random items on the fly. I don't know if those are really better than the ones that I have. I mean, it kinda is and kinda isn't, so yeah. You get wands all the time, which anybody can use as long as your stats are high enough and you have the proper mana pool to push it. This character does not right now. Again, she is only level, like, at best 10. There we go. So that takes me to the farmland. Which is kind of where I need to go.
Thunderous shot!
These porcupine things are, so, according to my friends, are really, really terrible. I am not having the same level of difficulty that they are, but then again, I'm also not using a purely magic-based attack character either. My stuff is all kind of combos. Let me get out of the way there. Get out of the way, heal yourself. Alright, so here's the other thing. When you die, you resurrect at the checkpoint. Now, whenever you resurrect, what happens is everything that you killed on the board resets itself. Now, the last checkpoint that I was at was the one that's up here. So I'm really close to where I just died at. And because it resets itself, you can get different opponents than you had the first time. I mean, they're usually of the same theme, but... all that proved to me was that I didn't do the right thing fast enough. Which is that right there, by the way. That's the move that I need to practice using more often. Well, there's a couple of them, to be honest, but you know what I mean. It's just,
I shall overcome.
okay, let's pick up the Scroll of Wisdom. I'm going to leave the Tower Shield because I don't need it. And I'm going to leave the Chainmail here because it's not better than the armor that I already have on. Now, the reason why I use Lightning is because it's the, well, it's just the attribute that was actually given to me as part of the...
Got no pack space for that.
It doesn't have no pack space for those gloves. Why have I got this wing so much? I'm going to drop that because I don't want it. I'm going to pick up the gloves so I can compare them to the stuff that I already have. That's 9. That's 10. I can drop. Let's see, should I drop those? Yeah, they don't really. I have the required strength to use this, but I don't know that I want to, because using it could be problematic. Because in all honesty, I don't know that I want to be close enough to use that. So. Alright, and as you can see, it's very, gameplay is very fluid, it's very, well, I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's very reminiscent of like the old Champions of Norrath or Baldur's Gate games from the PS2, which if I'm lucky, I'll have footage of those to put in right about here, so I can show you, because my son Owen has agreed to helping me get it. So hopefully he's doing that. Otherwise, I'm going to go online and look for old game footage for that's not mine, and I'll have to credit whoever posted it. But yeah. Let's see now. We can.
I don't know how to ask this of you, but I was forced to leave behind something of great importance to me when I fled. My lute. It was carved by my mother when she first taught me to sing. It's in my family home in the farmlands. If you happen to travel near those ways, it would mean the world to me if you could look for it.
Alright. So, you saw the big spike, right? That's the indicator of who has a quest for you. At this location, you have a stash that's right here that you can store your stuff in. Renly is a vendor that has the same stuff pretty much all the time. His stuff does update periodically, but he has stuff that's identified that you know what it is when you're buying it. This guy down here, where is he? Finn. Finn, on the other hand, has stuff.
I have a grand quest for you, hero. The kind that'll get you woven into legend.
That has no
no
idea what the hell he's selling.
How do I explain this? Before this dreary place, you could say I was something of a wanderer. There's a clanless enclave known as the Fraythorn that makes its home high in the trees near the hunting grounds. They helped me out a time or two over the years. A little while back, a group of strangers arrived out of the deep woods. They made strange altars and started whispering to the others about their religion. That was when I decided to move on.
Smart man.
See, now I got to thinking, if Count Gianor and his men are mad enough to burn the village, then maybe the clanless are in trouble too.
You got a point.
Will you pay them a visit? I used to be mildly fond of a few of them. Tired of the slaughter yet? Who knows what prizes await?
Alright, let's get rid of some stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna keep this crossbow for a while, I have a feeling, because check this out. Its damage starts at the high end of this one's physical damage. So, yeah.
Sure, I'll take it off your hands.
And I'll get rid of that. And get rid of that.
Sure, I'll take it off your hands.
And I can probably identify that. Ooh, that's actually pretty good. I might have to start using that. I need intelligence higher first, though. Look at my stats and see how far that's gonna go. Elemental damage with attacks, critical damage, and alright, so I'll just keep those two. I'm sticking with my stash. I'll show you how that works. This thing is a wand. I don't personally use wands, but I have a friend that does. And oh, that's actually perfect. Oh, no, here. Yeah, I'm gonna wind up wearing that. I could use the life regeneration overall. Alright.
Remember us when you're famous, eh?
Now, the reason why I said he doesn't, you don't know whatever he's got, is because when you go over here and you look at the weapons that he sells, notice the word random at the beginning. You're basically gambling to see what you're going to wind up with. Something could be cool, something could be garbage. You have no idea. He's going to sell you whatever he's got. Same thing with armors. You just give him, he has a random type of crap that he has got in there, or a style. And that's the style of the armor that you're going to wind up with. It doesn't necessarily mean that the random helmet's evasion rating is going to be better than what you're carrying. And same thing with the random quivers. And all this stuff. It's just kind of hit or miss, so to speak. And if you've got the extra gold laying around and you want to play that, you can. I personally am not a big fan of that. So let's go ahead and stash those. And that. Upgrades a normal magic item with one modifier. Let's see if I can use that on anything in my list. Can I use it on this? Target is of normal rarity, which means it's not magic. Alright. We'll go ahead and stash that. We'll stash the armor scrap. We're going to have to go to another page. I'm going to wind up having to... I'm not exactly sure how you get more armor. Don't have that. Don't have that. Okay, well, let's go ahead and fill up our potions and things over here at the well. This is what we look like right now. She has basically a wolf on her shoulder and a helmet that's kind of weird looking, but oh well. Go back to the hunting grounds. Alright. So now, if there are certain items that you drop locally around here, they'll be here where the portal came out at. But if they're further away from you, like say you portaled out of visual range, basically is the way that I like to describe it, there's a chance that those items will have despawned while you were gone. Because what happens effectively whenever you use a portal is the area does kind of reset. So, and each area you go into, if you're playing by yourself, you're literally entering into a new instance. I'm hoping I can find this chick's book real quick at one of the farmhouses and not have to really explore this as much as I'm going to have to, probably. But I also don't really like the hunting grounds that much because I don't like how many critters are spawning up against me in one shot. I get it. It's supposed to be tough, but if I can get a couple levels without having that big of a horde come at me just to boost my stats or attribute, which reminds me I didn't change my stats or improve anything on my character. Hold on just a minute. Alright, so with your character you got, this is your inventory right here, right? This is what you got on your character at any given time. These are the scrolls of wisdom. You can stack up to 40 of them. These things, you can find better bottles as you travel. You can even find some that you acquire as you're going along that are bigger from like killing certain monster types. You have 2 ring slots. You have a helmet slot. I'm not sure which slot this is. You have boots. I'm thinking that's a cape, but it might be an ally. I think these are allies actually down here that you can get. You got boots. You got belts. You got quivers if you're me. Attached to a bow, which the quiver has a special ability all its own. You've got crossbow, which takes up 2 slots because it uses 2 hands to wield. Now, if I wanted to wield a sword or a mace and a shield, I would put the mace here and the shield over here, and then I'd have that ability. I mean, I'm not built particularly for hand-to-hand combat is the problem. And I don't really want to be built for hand-to-hand combat. Now, one of the things is you have this quest log, which is right here. All of the quests that you have active are going to have those little nails in them to indicate where you need to go to finish out whichever quest you're doing. I'm going to wind up having to go back to the hunting ground and do that quest. I'm currently right here at the farm. I'm going to try and find her loot. Now, besides that, you've also got cosmetics. This is a shop. This is where your pets come from. Okay? Now, I don't particularly care about that, so it's not a big thing for me. But you can also get basically things that go onto your character to make them look a certain way. I just personally do not have any coin of the realm to actually invest because this is a character that, as I said, a friend of mine gave me the code for, and I'm not earning money in this game. At least I don't know how to earn money in this game at this point. But I also don't really care. So there's no way that I'm going to buy coin in this game right now because, as I said, it's in its beta state. That one actually looks pretty cool. But there's a lot of really cool looking stuff in here that just makes it look, you know, your character look really cool. It doesn't... The other thing is, your character, you're seeing them from that third-person extended view. You're not exactly, you know, hands-on with them in any way, shape, or form. So it makes no real sense to me to go out and buy any of this stuff until the game gets refined enough that you kind of have that option. But that's just a me thing. I mean, like I said, there's people that are buying things like pets, for God's sakes. I don't understand why. I mean, that one's actually... My one friend picked up this suspicious rock. I just... Yeah. And then another friend of mine has picked up the portal thing, and I want to say they use the Hall of the Dead, or the... Yeah, or they have one of the ones that's special for the people that are... support the game and have provided that kind of stuff. But and then there's weapon skins, but there's only really like 2 of them, so I don't know. hold on a minute. They have stash tabs. Oh, that makes sense. That makes perfect sense. So in your stash, you have a limited amount of space. So they are giving you the ability to add more tabs to it, and you can actually have things that are categorized. Like you can have the gem stash, a flask stash, upgrade to a premium stash. I mean, stuff that actually, you know, currency stash, just extra tabs, delirium stash, like every other game. They've given you options, but in order to get those options, you have to buy into it, and I'm not gonna do that. It's just not something that I personally want to do. And they even call it cosmetics, but that usually means that it's something you'll be able to earn as you go along. Now, each weapon that you take, you can assign skills to a weapon, or you unlock skills and they're assigned to that weapon type. Like for instance, there's ones that are assigned to my bow and there's ones that are assigned to my crossbow, and they have different slots for powering up those attributes that you can pick up along the way, or you can manufacture skills slots to fill them in. Not a bad thing. I usually go for extra damage or injury or that kind of stuff with whenever I'm doing something. But yeah. Now, the passives are things that you assign, that you select. Think of it like your you've got these different things that are your personal skills and attributes. So oh boy, let's go with this one for now. See, my end goal is to get here, but I'd rather go through and get as much of this as I can to increase the damage and attributes that my character can do on their own. Okay, let's unlock the waypoint. And I doubt very much that her hut is going to be the one that's right by the door. Would be convenient, not going to happen. The thing you need to know is ice does slow them down. The benefit to ice is it slows pretty much everything down in one way or another. Okay. And yes, I do a very much a pattern whenever I go through an area so that I can unlock as much of it as possible without necessarily engaging everything as I travel through an area, because as you can tell, things like to, how should I put it, bunch up on you. And when that occurs, it doesn't really matter what your character is capable of. If you can't get away, you can't get away.
Face me.
Now, they call their undead in here, there are arisen, like the ones that I just killed. There's also ones that are enhanced by fungal. Those are a little bit more dangerous because when they die, they explode. And whenever they explode, they have a tendency to poison you if you're close by. It's kind of this crappy yellow shit that just... oh boy. And as you can see, lightning... for an individual player, I vote lightning as being probably superior to fire. Just because it does carry through, and you can make it carry through even more if you buy the right perks. Now, as I said before, two-handed weapons are both kind of a godsend and a curse. If you're a fighter, a two-handed weapon makes it really, really good for you. Now, the problem with being a fighter in this is you're kind of limited in what you can do. This is what I was talking about too. The medium life flask, you can pick up one of those just from doing a quest like this and just find one on the ground somewhere, or you can actually have to buy one if you oh, this is the same way I just was. Okay. Kind of feel bad for the dogs. I mean, they're just dogs, you know? What are you gonna do? This whole area here makes me want to use a fire spell, but of course I don't really have one. I have enhanced arrows that have fire on them. But like, wouldn't it be cool to walk through here and just like torch this whole place? I hate not being able to see what the hell's around me.
Back to the dirt.
And yes, that is a crossbow. Just like the one they're using against me. Only difference is, mine's a little faster. It's a little harder. Let's see what we got here. I got a Chaos Orb. Remove a random modifier and augment a rare item with a new random modifier. So that could be good, I guess. Increase mana recovery from flask by 23%. That's the same as this one here. I don't want to identify it because if it's... uh-oh, he's a mini-boss.
Easy trophy.
Alright. Now we start working our way back north. You'll notice I have 1400 on the time here. It's 2 p.m. my time. I have the time there so I can keep track of it in case I happen to be playing this. And I'm supposed to go do something, or I need to do something. It's one of the options in the option category for your UI interface. You can do it without too much of an issue. So this goes into the village. I'm still looking for loot. I haven't gotten anywhere near that thing yet.
Face me.
My chick is all standoffish. Face me. Alright. Okay, I have a feeling this is going to be an arena boss. Let's just take a look at what we've got here that I can do right now. Might be beneficial to have, might it? Alright. This has got to be an arena boss.
Barely broke a sweat.
Oh boy. I'll take that. Take that. First one of those I found. Alright. Let's go ahead and identify this. What's the damage code on it? 18 to 26. What's the damage code on this one? Yes, that is my new bow. Wand that I can't use because I'm not smart enough. Skill thing that I can use.
Use
Dumb
escape
enough.
shot to jump backwards and shoot an explosion of ice. Hold down. Toxic growth fires a volley of barrage, empowers your next attack to fire multiple times. If you have frenzy charges, this skill will consume them for additional repeat. Toxic growth fires a freezing salvo passively accumulates icy missiles. Use electrocuting arrow to leap over an enemy and fire a lightning projectile into them. Hitting this enemy with enough lightning damage will electrocute them, paralyzing them for a time.
Okay, I'm gonna
Barrage
go barrage.
empowers your next attack to
Oh, I don't
fire
have
multiple
that.
times.
Okay, so
If you
what
have
one-
frenzy charges, hold down the... A short time after a Stormcaller arrow hits a target, a bolt of lightning strikes the enemy with a high...
Okay. Let's do this. Let's make sure we got everything here. Looks like it.
Storming arrow.
So I could have got the Warden Bow without having to fight that damn thing. Isn't that kind of ironic? I really like the electrocution ability in this game. It really does feel more empowered, I guess is the best way to put it. And I do feel feel bad for the dogs, but man. Find it amusing that I'm not killing chickens by accident. You know, a la Skyrim. Accidentally kill the chicken in freaking Riverwood when the dragon attacks. Oh, werewolves are kind of a letdown in this, by the way. If you're a fan of them, they're really... And you got these weird hybrid things.
That would only slow me down.
Let's see, what have I got that I can drop so I can just take a look at that. Let's just grab this for a minute so I can take a look at it. Yeah, that is not something I need at all. I can drop that. 12 to 18. Yeah, the one that I've got is much better. So I can drop that. That's the short bow I was using. I'll just pick up my shield again and go back over here and see about dealing with this wear.
Storming arrow!
My only complaint is that I have no camera control in the maps. I would really like to be able to at least figure out how and what I'm facing by rotating my camera to allow me to do so. But I understand that adds, it's a, how should I put it other than it's an artificial difficulty that they have added to the game to make it more complex for players. It doesn't actually do anything except make things a little bit more convoluted, to be honest. And if you're wondering why I'm not healing myself every time I get hurt, it's because I'm wearing the Pathfinder armor. And it is supposed to allow me to recover a certain amount of health as I travel. So it makes more sense.
Nowhere to run.
Kind of funny that they hired mercenaries to protect them, but the mercenaries failed miserably. There's plenty of dead farmers. As you can tell, you can find gold pretty much without too much of an issue anywhere. We're back to the beginning of the area, which means all that's left is the centerpiece. Check the map. Yep. Everything in the center is what we're missing. Alright. It's probably a good idea to just go back to town real quick. Now, I'll use this. I don't want the area to completely reset. The reason why I let myself die in this game is because of the fact that, well, the more that you die, the more that your character's going to grow as far as materials and things like that go. Because your XP is literally based off of if this will fit in here. It might. Stash it. And then this dude here. Chaos Orb. Stash it. I'll stash this so I have one shield. This is my bow. This summons a specter. I'll stash it as well, and then I'll go ahead and get rid of everything else that I've got.
How's the clearing?
It's working.
I'll find some use for that.
There you go.
If you find a pint out there, do bring it back.
But yeah. Alright. Time to go down the middle. See what we can find. Hopefully we'll find her loot.
Thunderous shot!
There's a checkpoint over here, which usually means that we're gonna get into a fight. Oh yeah, we're gonna get into a fight.
A waste of wood, if you ask me. But the songbird seems attached to it.
Okay, so we got her thing. We go down this way. I can return the loot, and that'll be done. Take one of those and sell it now. really do love the crossbow, but I haven't really found one that I like really well yet. I had one earlier that had a minor flame enchantment on it, but they don't really... Minor enchantments don't really do much for you, to be honest. I mean, it did for me at the time, because I was like, I don't know, level 6. But like, as you get higher level, you realize you need better and better gear. And better gear is all relative, to be honest. It all depends on your personal playing style and what kind of gear that you really want. I could wind up having to fight some more things again. Nah, I think I'm okay. That's the other good part about doing what I do. Whenever I clear an area, I go ahead and I clear an area. So... But, good game overall. Highly recommend it. If you can, try it. If you can not, wait for it. It'll be out soon. There's a few classes that aren't even available in the beta that they're saving for the main release. The story isn't bad. Won't go into it. But it's basically, this guy does something dumb that causes the corruption of everything else. He doesn't realize it, or he's so corrupted by what he's done that he can't undo it. And that's effectively what you're doing. Trying to undo it a little bit at a time. Alright.
So, the Mad Wolf's justice now razes Ogden to the ground. This must end.
I'm gonna go ahead and use my waypoint. Go back, get rid of some stuff. Get rid of the stuff that I owe her. Anything to clear out my inventory a little bit at this point. I need to go back to the other thing and do the forest some more in the hidden forest area. Okay, so where's she at? There she is. Let's talk to you now.
You found my loot. I think I shall begin by composing.
I'll pass on the song, but that ought to get her off my back.
That's a different hat than the one that I'm wearing.
I will treasure it.
I'm sure you will, sweetie. Alright.
Be careful.
I could sell more to her, but I want to go through my stash and make sure I don't have anything in here that I need to get rid of. In other words, I'm not keeping 2 pages of the same stuff. I don't know if this thing has any... fuck it. Yes, that's the one that I should keep. There we go. Slim mace. Okay. Oh boy. Alright. Let's go ahead and sell this stuff to him.
What have we got?
Oh, just a few little odds and ends.
I'll find some use for that. Go well.
So that gave me 3 passives in total with the one that I already had. Need that. Okay. So, as you can tell, good game, fun to play. Easily lose hours into it without too much of a hassle at all. Perspective's decent. Skills are varied. Multiple classes, multiple skills, multiple options. One of the few complaints that I have about it is when you make your character, you don't get to pick, like, the ranger is always this chick. There is no male version of him, of her, or it. The wizard is always, well, I guess the sorceress is always, or sorcerer is always the same person. The witch is always the same person. I wish they would let us have at least the ability to customize them at the beginning, so that whenever you run into somebody that's another ranger, you're like, oh look, it's me. But I mean, your armor does change your appearance, but it's just one of those things, if that makes any sense. Plus they do have the appearance customization stuff that you can buy in the shop. I just don't think you should have to buy appearance customizations in the shop to do something that should be a general feature of the game. Again, the locked camera angle is kind of weird. The fact that it rotates around, not because of you're controlling it, but because it just randomly decides when you spawn into a map how it's going to place the camera in relation to where you're at. It's not bad. overall, I would say probably right now it's running at about a 7 to an 8 out of 10 on a scale of 1 to 10. It's, like I said, it's still a beta. I'm not going to give any beta a 10 out of 10 because there are still issues with this game. Like, I've had issues where it has randomly decided, hey, we're going to shut down your server, and just shut it all down for no reason. Log into another one, but we're shutting that one down for no reason. No warning, no nothing. Just boom, it's gone. I've also had issues where I'm trying to use my controller and it will not let me use anything but a mouse and keyboard. Doesn't matter what I have it set to. The headphones do not auto-detect. They are something you have to go in and set up in the options menu, which is not a problem as long as you don't have the sound blaring so loud that the person listening through their headphones cannot think enough to figure out how to go in and do that. In other words, they have the volume set too high when you initially start the game. I get it. You want to make a big impression, and your audio score is one of those things that really, really ties into a game's first impression. But that's just a little much. They need to have the ability to go back and rewatch cutscenes, because you might have fast forwarded through a cutscene on accident to get to the point where you can access a menu or something because you have to alter something. So you need to have the ability to go back and rewatch cutscenes at some point. Even if you just have a guy that like is a dude here and you don't want to actually give us the ability to do it, but you can go to this dude and rewatch any of the cutscenes that your character should have seen because your level is high enough. That works too. I mean, there's like, I don't know, thousands of workarounds that I can think of off the top of my head. So, if you like this video, and this is a review of Path of Exiles 2, basically, let me know what you think. It's a good game, really is. Like I said, it's very reminiscent of the old Baldur's Gate game on PS2 or the old Champions of Norrath game on the PS2. Both games were a lot of fun. I had a lot of fun playing them with my wife whenever we were younger, and those were the games that we played together a lot. It was just a blast. I look at it with a lot of nostalgia, if that makes any sense. And this game brings back a lot of nostalgia because of it. The images are crisp and clean and everything you'd expect from a modern game. The animations are crisp, well working, and the only thing that really kind of makes me kind of iffy about it is because certain animations like are tied to your character, like your reload animation or your attack speed and that kind of stuff. I'm wondering if your attack speed gets so fast if it breaks the animations. I haven't been able to do that because my character is only a low level. But if you played through this and you think that could be a problem, or if that is a problem, yeah, let me know. I'd be happy to hear about it in the comment section. Anyway, you guys have a good day. It's been fun playing this game and showing you around. If you need anything, let me know.